Hello and welcome to THEdraya. So I'm making some changes. I'm making some changes in the coming year. THEdraya. In the past, people would call someone like me a creative because I'm very creative. I do a lot of creative things. And what do I mean by that? I mean, I've painted, I write, I have made games, I have made tarot cards, I have done a lot of creative ventures. I made jewelry at one point. I've done a lot of creative things. And now if you make videos or templates or those kind of social media things, you're considered a creator. So now I am not only a creative, but a creator, which I kind of always have been, because when I write my books, I create a whole world and whole characters that didn't even exist before. So it's interesting how times change and how we evolve and our language evolves. But I wanted to recap the things that I've done this year and talk about some of the tools that have gone wayside for us as creatives and creators, and then the projects I'm working on next year and how you can be involved in those or stay in touch with those. So last year I finished 2 books. I Am Grateful, a bilingual children's book. It's beautifully illustrated, and When Things Aren't So Colorful, which is just a fun children's book way of talking your kids through things that might be a little scary without having a long, hardcore conversation about it, like just creepy collies or the potential of ghosts and things like that. Now you have your own philosophies, but this is just a way to start the conversation light at a young time. I also did an illustrated lyric book for the album that I put out with my partner Will the Weirdo for our band She, He, Them, or really our duo, which is a really fun Christmas album, and it's so cute with lots of classic sounding originals. So that was last year's final projects, but I also started a lot of new stuff last year, like The Christmas Witch and a second novel to Heads or Tails, my original novel that I did about a decade ago. So those are some of the things I've started. I want to finish the Gigi, the Chi-Chi book, which I did a long time ago, finally get out the permission slip. I want to finish that tarot card set, the Vivid Universe Tarot set. I started a screenplay, a musical screenplay, and I'm working on original tracks to make into samples with the Therapy Brothers, which is a really cool project I'm working on. I'm doing educational videos. I am also hoping to work on a new Christmas album, preferably naughty, which is just a good old clean naughty fun. So we got a lot of things going on. I got a lot of things happening. And unfortunately, a lot of the really cool tools for creatives or creators have gone to the wayside in the last several months. So I'm just going to touch on those real quick. Like KoJI was amazing. You could put things on there just for your fans. They could use a special password to get to things that weren't copyrighted yet, or, well, technically everything's copywritten once you do it, but officially copywritten, or just things that you only wanted, you know, really diehard fans to see, not the whole public on YouTube. But unfortunately, KoJI was bought out and now is no longer available to creatives, which really sucks personally. Also, Bandcamp was bought out by a competitor, and so it's no longer available, which was a huge resource for musicians, so that's pretty sad. And then Spotify has decided that if you don't have thousands or hundreds of thousands of listens anymore, they're going to give your money, which I made $4 last year. They're going to give that to some other big artist, which really isn't going to that artist, it's really going to their label. So a few really sad things happened in the last few months for creatives and creators like me. But that's okay. There will be other tools and we'll find other ways. With that said, I'm just going to say that I'm going to focus on my YouTube channel and I'm going to focus on my Patreon. And if you really want to see what's going on behind the scenes, hop on the Patreon, because I'll have samples and snippets and how-tos and behind the scenes of all the different projects I'm working on as they're going on. And YouTube, I'll continue to have the monthly full moon meditations, some whimsic poetry, some ukulele and other things. I'm hoping to finally get the meditation and manifestation thing in there for this year, but we'll see how far that gets this year. Maybe it'll be next year. So that's a wrap up of my last year and things to come this year. I got a lot of fires burning, kids, a lot of fires burning. And I don't want to give everything away. And I hope everyone else had an amazing year last year, a productive year, a prosperous year, and I wish the same for this year, only more productive, more prosperous, and more full of joy and bliss. THEdraya!